Yes, it's true. You can get approved up to $250,000 in funding with a brand new LLC. But every time you apply and submit applications, you get denied and you're wondering why. It's because you don't have the right strategy. But in this video, I'm going to share with you the exact business funding strategy that you need to master so you can turn your denials into approvals, even with a brand new LLC. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. This is not the video you want to skip past. Please get your pen, your pad, and get ready for the information. I'm super excited. Now let's get right into the video.
Young Mogul in the building.
I've been in the business 9 years. Commercial real estate investor. See, most of us, we losing out on blessings because we want to get the whole pie. We want 100% of nothing.
I got business, credit, real estate. Got some assets on the market from recession up to date. I got business, credit, real estate.
Yo, I need to become more effective in less time. If it takes you 30 years to do something, I need to do it in 5. I'm not trying to wait time 30, 40 years in to retire, get a pension, then go get a second job and now work. No, I'm not doing it.
Funding for the business with a lower interest rate. I got
Get your LLC, you gon' need an EIN. You get verified online, a few more steps, you be right in. Get your headset in the game, we gon' need you to buy in. Execution is the loophole with the strings that we tie in.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Super excited. It's Ramel, the Self-Storage King, and I have some great information ready for you. I hope you have your pen and your pads ready because this is the missing piece. You've been applying for business credit cards and been denied because you don't have the proper setup. You've been told that you can get approved for funding even with the brand new LLC. And yes, it's true. You just need to understand the right strategy. What I want to share with you is the business credit card stacking strategy. I want to go in more detail and show you exactly how it works because this is what is needed when you have a new LLC. Typically, when you apply for lines of credit and loans, you need an LLC that is at least 2 years old or more. But if your LLC is brand new, it could be 0 days, 1 day, 2 days old. What you're going to do is go to a series of banks and you're going to stack up multiple credit cards. And that is how you're going to get up to the certain amount of money that you're looking for, such as $250,000 in funding. So if you're ready for that information, I know I'm ready for it. What I'm going to do is get right into my presentation, share my screen, and show you exactly how this works. All right. So what I want to do is break down our business credit card stacking method, and I want to share how it works. Okay. So the business credit stacking, what is it? Well, business credit stacking is the process of submitting multiple credit card applications in a specific sequence in order with multiple banks so that you can access larger limits. Now, these credit cards that we go for are typically 0% interest credit cards, and they typically have these promos from 6 months all the way up to 24 months. But the strategy is we're going to go and get 10,000 from this bank. We may go and get another 10,000 from another bank, another 10,000, and we stack up the cards because as a new LLC, you may not be eligible for big loans and lines of credit, but the entry level is to get business credit cards, right? So for example, we have Bank A. You're going to go apply with Bank A and get approved for a business credit card. I'll give you an example. Bank A may be Chase. Well, Chase typically pulls from Experian. This varies based upon where you're located, but I know in a tri-state area, Chase pulls from Experian. If I understand which bank pulls which credit bureau, this allows me to put together a sequence that makes sense. Bank B, I'm going to go to that may pull Equifax. For example, Key Bank. It varies based upon your state, but typically Key Bank pulls Equifax. And now I go apply with Equifax. And then I'm going to go to Bank C, which is Navy Federal Credit Union, for example. And this varies, again, based upon your state. So do your research in your own state. But they typically pull from TransUnion. However, the strategy is to go to Bank A, apply, that pulls Experian. Bank B, apply, that pull Equifax. Bank C, apply that pull TransUnion, and you're going to keep going on this cycle until you hit about 4 to 5 on each credit bureau. The strategy is to get 0% interest credit cards and you stack them up. The reason why we want to get 0% interest credit cards is because we want to ensure that we can get the money as cheap as possible so that we can invest to go buy cash flowing businesses, okay? So I wanted to show you in our community, we actually have, some resources that I'm going to share in here, right? So for example, you could actually go to a website called CreditBoards, and this is how you're going to find out which banks pull which credit bureau. So I can go to a platform like CreditBoards, right? Let's say this, for example. I'm going to go to CreditBoards, and what I can do is I'll go to CreditBoards and I'll go here. I'll click Credit Pulls. Okay. Once I click Credit Pulls, I can now go down the state. Let's say I choose California. Matter of fact, I'm going to use New York because I'm in New York. I'll choose New York. I want to see the banks that pull Experian in New York, and you could pick any date. I'll just put 2015 all the way to 2024. All right. I want to see the banks that are approved. All right. So then I click update. Let's see what shows up. Super excited. All right. So we have some records. I'm going to sort these out. Sort them out by the approval. Perfect. So this is what it tells me. American Express, if you're in New York, as of 2020, you can get approved with American Express, but they pull Experian, right? I'm going to keep going down. Starwood as well, they pull Experian. Chase pulls Experian. American Express, United Nations. Now, the strategy is to go and pick your state and then pick which credit reporting agency, and now you can see which credit cards or which credit card companies are pulling from each bureau. And this is how we build out our sequence.
Hey, it's Ramel, the seven-figure entrepreneur and self-storage king. I got a quick question for you. What's more important to you than money? Is it time, freedom, having a space to create a better relationship with God? Is it traveling the world? Is it spending time with your kids? What is it? The reason why I ask that is because most people think that money is everything, and money is just the tool that you utilize to get the real goal, which is your freedom, your time, all the things that I just named that you name, right? And the great news is I built the #1 most affordable and wealth building community on the planet for less than $1.50 per day, where I'm going to teach you the blueprint on how to clean your credit, how to get access to funding, how to pay off debt fast, how to buy assets, underwrite these deals, all in one community for less than $1.50 a day. That community is the Mogul Elite Club. So go to moguleliteclub.com or click the link in the description and grab your spot for less than $1.50 per day. I'll see you there.
All right, so let's get back to it. I just want to show you, one of the strategies in our community, which I'll show you that as well. In our community, if you decide to join with us, we actually give you a secret lenders list. And in that secret lenders list, it gives you all of the banks and which credit companies that they pull. So I'll give you an example. Let's go to my business funding program. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to go to deliverables. Check it out. We have a secret lenders list. And with this secret lenders list, for example, we tell you which banks and which credit bureaus and what typically they will approve for. So in here, we give you so much information. It's tremendous, right? But that's in our community, but I want to get back to, my presentation. Okay. So let's go back here. So hopefully that made sense to you, right? When you understand Bank A, Bank B, Bank C, and which banks pull which credit bureaus, now I could go and create a sequence and stack them up. I know this because I can go to CreditBoards, and we have 50 plus ways to get access to know which banks pull which credit bureaus. You may, want to tap in with us if you can. If you're thinking about it, there's a link in the description for you to do so. Or we can give you a secret lenders list. All right, that's going to be step 1. Moving along, we have different levels to the business credit card stacking sequence. All right, it's levels to this. The beginner level is when you apply for just one credit card at each bank or credit union. For example, let's say Chase gives you $20,000. Let's say Key Bank gives you $20,000. Let's say Navy Federal gives you $20,000. That's $60,000. But what you're doing is stacking up the cards until you get to your desired amount. So you're not going to get one amount for 100, 200,000. You're going to get multiple cards that you stack up. Now, you can take it to the next level as a novice where you're going to get multiple credit cards with the same bank. And this is what we call double dipping, right? We go spin the block. So what we're going to do is, let's say Chase, for example, we could apply for multiple cards with Chase. Chase does have the 5 and 24 rule, so you want to be mindful of that, but they will give you up to 2 credit cards if your credit meets the qualifications. All right, so now you're going to be able to go and get 40,000 from that one bank, so you're stacking up the cards by getting multiple products, multiple cards with each bank. So if KeyBank gives me a personal credit card and a business credit card, Navy Federal does the same thing. Now I'm turning that 60,000 to 120,000, and that is the second level of the business credit card stacking strategy. All right, now the more advanced level is where we now position ourselves to go get business lines of credit as well. So some banks, they will allow you to get business lines of credit with a brand new LLC, or if you have a strong portfolio to show them. But now you can go and get credit cards. You can also get lines of credit, and now you stack it up. So what we like to do, for example, with KeyBank, we'll get a business credit card, a personal credit card, and a business line of credit. The business line of credit is 50,000, credit cards up to 50,000, personal credit card up to 35,000. That is how we go get 100 to 135,000 with one bank, one inquiry, and we stack it up. All right, so 0% interest business credit cards is what we want to go for at all times. Please be mindful of that. All right, why would we need a business revolving line of credit? Because it acts as cash. You can literally withdraw the money off your line of credit, and you can continue to purchase businesses or invest in mentorship or whatever strategies that you do have. All right, very important. I hope this is some value. Now, the framework is super important when you are applying for your credit card. So what I showed you was how you stack up the cards and the mindset around stacking up the cards, which is knowing which banks to go to, which credit bureaus they pull from. You also need to understand the application process and the data points, which that's an entirely different video that I'll go into. But I want you to understand the location, which is important, because some banks are regional or local. So you need to do your stacking sequence based upon where you're located. So if I'm in New York, I'm going to apply for a series of banks that are in my state first. I'm not going to apply for something that's in California and Vegas because it doesn't make sense. We like to start within our geography. We also want to make sure that our revenue is consistent upon each application. And most applications, they require projected revenue. So it's important for you to understand your business model and what are the projected revenues for that business model as you apply. Your credit profile must look good. Okay, in order to do this with a brand new LLC, you must meet the data points on your credit, which means you need to have 100% payment history, no late payments, no collections, no derogatories.
Oh, man. I've been spending hours underwriting this deal. Are you spending hours underwriting your commercial real estate deals too? You're spending so much time with spreadsheets and implementing formulas and key terms, and it's just a lot where you can't even get to the number that you need to make a profitable decision so that you can make an offer. I know, because this is a problem that most of us face as commercial real estate investors, but it's no longer a problem because I had the solution. I built the #1 system that's going to help you save yourself significant time, energy, and money. The Mogul Deal Evaluator is here to help you underwrite and evaluate your deal in less than 60 seconds. Yes, in less than 60 seconds, you can gather the information, input it inside the tool, and now have the number that you need to make that offer, that magic number to get you to the closing table so that you can close deals that much faster. You can do so much with this tool. For those of you that's looking to syndicate deals, you can actually gather the information from your general partners and raise the capital, and it'll show you how much you should distribute to your partners so that the deal is profitable for everyone. It's so much that you can take advantage of it. I want to give you an opportunity to take advantage of this tool. So go to moguldealevaluator.com. Make sure you register and create your account. And I want to see you at the closing table. It's time for us to close deals that much faster and build wealth for our family that much faster. I'll see you at the closing table.
You need to ensure that you have less than 2 inquiries. Your utilization should be under 10%. And you need to have at least 7 to 10 accounts, right? So your credit profile must look good. In order for this strategy to work for a brand new LLC, you're going to personally guarantee. So you as the person, you're signing on behalf of your business. You're essentially co-signing for your business. All right? So that's how it works. Now, the business funding sequence is a cadence or timeline that you go through for your funding framework. You can plan on getting $75,000 to $100,000 in business credit, but you need to understand how often you want to go about doing this. We typically like to go for 90 to 120 days within funding rounds. So we're going to go for a round of funding and we may get 100,000, 200,000. We're going to go back within another 90 days, but we understand certain strategies on how to, clean up your profile so that you can go for the next round. All right, so this is how it looks. You're gonna apply for the first round. You're gonna rest. You're gonna utilize the cards the right way. You're gonna, make sure your credit profile is back intact because there are gonna be inquiries. So you need to clean up the inquiries, get yourself situated, and then you're gonna go back for a second round. But we typically like to do this every 60 to 90 days. So think about it. If I go and get $250,000 every quarter, and it's 4 quarters in a year, that's $1 million. This is how you're gonna get $1 million roadmap with a brand new LLC. So I don't want to hear anybody say that there's no, access to money. We don't know how to get it. No, we just don't have the strategies. But, after this video and you join us in the Mogul Elite Club, you'll be able to get more of these strategies, all right? The reasons for setting up multiple funding rounds. You don't want to get flagged by the banks or lenders for credit seeking. So every time you apply for a credit card, they give you a hard inquiry. But anytime you have more than 6 inquiries within 6 months, there's an internal flag that goes up in the database that increases your odds of being denied. So you have to be very mindful of how many times you apply because you will start to get denied and then you will be flagged by the banks. It also allows time for organic spending on your account so that you can build relationships with these lenders. That's very important for you to utilize the cards once you get it. That is why you need to invest and buy cash flowing businesses, which is what we teach in the Mogul Elite Club in the Mailbox Media Academy. All right. Banks also monitor your new accounts that you do open because they want to make sure that there's no, hidden fees that you miss. That you don't go into overdraft and things like that. So it's very important for you to manage what you do get. I see too many people apply for funding and then mess up the funding by not paying the minimum payment or the annual fee or not using it at all. And then they just mess up the opportunity to go for a second or third round. All right. Here's some pitfalls to avoid. Not submitting the right applications in a proper order. So this is why it's important for you to have a sequence. Please do not submit the applications in the incorrect order because that will impact your funding. Make sure that you apply with your business being compliant. We have a full checklist. I'll drop it in the description for you to actually set your business up completely compliant. And I want to show you what it looks like, actually. Let me show you. Cool. Yep. So I'll drop this link as well for everyone in the description. But this is what the business funding check looks like. You want to form your LLC, get a bank account, make sure you have a business address, business phone number, business fax number, business email, website. Make sure that your business has a presence online. And obviously your credit profile should look very, very clean. All right. I hope this is super valuable for you because this is very, very, very valuable for me. When I first got started out, I wish I had this information. All right. So we're back. Banks or lending institutions that do not lend to appetite for your industry. This just means ensuring that you are not in a high-risk industry. Very important. Banks do not like to lend to high-risk industries, so it's important for you to just Google all the top industries or the high-risk industries and just ensure that you're not on that list. All right. Filling out credit card applications with incorrect information. I see so many people apply and they misspell their name. They misspell an address, right? They put the wrong numbers. Please make sure you put everything correctly. Double check, cross your T's, dot your I's, and ensure that everything is done correctly because one mistake will cause you $30,000, right? One misspelling will cause you $50,000, $60,000, $100,000. And then the last pitfall is to avoid applying with a weak or thin credit profile. So as I stated on that business funding checklist, which I'll give everybody access to, is what you need to make sure that your business is compliant and your personal credit is compliant as well. And that is the strategy on how you go and get multiple credit cards and get access to $250,000 in funding with a brand new LLC. All right. And then in our mentorship, we go more in detail. We'll show you more. And I'll just kind of give you an example. Like we go into the different types of business credit cards, right? The different types of business lines of credit. We show you all the different ways that you need to be qualified in more detail. But in this video in particular, I just wanted to show you the business credit card stacking strategy. right? So just to bring it all together, to sum this up for you, you can get a brand new LLC today, and you can get a brand new LLC for free. And we show you that in our mentorship, how to get a free LLC. Once you get the LLC, if your credit looks good enough, you can personally guarantee, pair it with your business, and go apply for a series of credit cards. I like to go for Chase, then I go for KeyBank, then I go to Navy Federal. Then I go back and I'll go hit American Express, then I'll go hit Digital Credit Union, then I go hit Bank of America. But what I'm doing is going from Bank A, Bank B, Bank C, and each bank I know which credit reporting agency are they pulling so that I can strategically stack up the credit cards. And now I build up all of these credit cards that's up to $250,000 with 0%, and now I liquidate the credit cards to go buy cash flowing businesses or invest in different assets, invest in mentorship so that I can get a return so I can pay off the debt. Because getting into debt with no strategy, that's the worst thing you could do as well. So that is why we teach you how to get funding, turn into cash flow through buying already existing cash flowing businesses. Like not starting anything from scratch, buying something that is already generating the revenue that you need, 5 and 6 figures or more. So if you're interested in that, I want you to click the link in the description and go to moguleliteclub.com. You can join our community for as little as $1.50 per day, and you can learn all of these strategies and more. So I hope this was super valuable for you. Again, when I first got started, I did not have this type of information, but this was truly a game changer for me, all right? I'm going to see you in the very next episode where I'm going to share with you the credit profile and how you build it effectively so that you can pair it with your business, all right? I look forward to seeing you then.